Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on the crypto markets. The bullish crypto markets, dare I say, although I might be jinxing it right now. But at this point of time, the markets are bullish. We've seen a lot of strength for Bitcoin. This morning was the first time where I was also quite convinced about altcoins being relatively strong. Since Monday, so when the bullish momentum for Bitcoin started, it was mostly Bitcoin that rallied with a strong Bitcoin dominance, which means that altcoins were lagging behind slightly. But right now we're also seeing altcoins catch up, so that's great to see. So we'll talk about whether that can continue. Now, first of all, we had some news today. Obviously, there's also a US government shutdown going on. I don't care that much about that. I mean, the unrest in the markets was a little bit higher this morning. It's already decreasing. I think. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think about the shutdown and how long it will take. Historically, if we take a look at the financial markets, shutdowns don't really matter that much, and there's no one specific reaction. AKA, shutdowns are bullish, or AKA, shutdowns are bearish. A lot of people are thinking shutdowns are bearish. It's not true, statistically, historically speaking. And there's also some negotiations going on already. But we got some news today, and that was this: the ADP employment change in the United States. First of all, that was much lower, 80,000 80,000 less than expected. And then the previous result in August was also revised. Initially, that was 54,000. Now it's minus 3,000. That is a massive decrease, all right? And that has left a print on the markets, a bullish print for us, all right? Obviously not for the for the employment data or the employment statistics in the United States. But what that means is that the probability of 2 rate cuts for the rest of 2025 has greatly increased. At this point of time, the probability for 2 rate cuts is up to 91%. That's pretty major, all right? So that's bullish for the markets. Maybe that was insiders, or maybe that was front ran already this morning. So it hasn't had an immediate impact. But that's fine. Ultimately, that's still bullish, and you should know about that. Now, when we're taking a look at the markets, aka when we're taking a look at Bitcoin, this morning, the momentum that we saw, actually, again, it was not only strong, it was also with high volume. And that's basically everything we've seen so far. Every time that we actually started to rally up, it was with high volume. That means that there's more strength, right? So we have strong high volume moves by Bitcoin. Then we have the fundamentals to support those moves. If you take a look at the equities, they're doing fine as well. If you take a look at the Coinbase Bitcoin premium, I haven't checked, but I think it's pretty healthy. Pretty healthy right here. So honestly, I have to be bullish. I think it's quite likely that we will retest the 90-day rolling VWAP right here. So that's at 115 and 114.8 thousand. But as long as we're able to hold that, we're fine. And I do think it's most likely we'll be able to hold that. Given the fundamental strength, given the technical strength we've seen so far, and that we will be able to rally higher into 118 and potentially 119,500. That's what I would expect on Bitcoin for now. If anything happens, something in the world, something very bearish, then we could drop down below the 90-day rolling VWAP. And the moment we drop down below the 90-day rolling VWAP, we're most likely going to get a pretty significant pullback, right? So that is something you have to be aware of, that, you know, it's not guaranteed that we will remain bullish here. You should also be prepared for a move to the downside. And honestly, when we're taking a look at altcoins, it looks a little bit tricky, right? I mean, you can see if you take a look at others, which is the market cap of most altcoins together, we're at a very strong resistance level, right? And the same thing is actually visible if you take a look at the total 3. Same thing, strong resistance level. So it's not at this point of time. Look, I do want to stress I'm bullish on the markets. I'm definitely bullish on Bitcoin, but I think that there will be opportunities for altcoin pumps all across the markets today, tomorrow, going into the weekend. However, it's definitely not the truth that you can just buy everything and then that's going to be fine. So be aware of that. Okay, Ethereum at a crucial level. We're at 4,300, while ETH BTC is also showing some signs of strength. If Ethereum is able to break above 4,300, which was against my expectations, we can have an Ethereum season. Okay, so that's going to be bullish for Ethereum beta as well, such as Aave, such as Athena, such as Pendle. So be aware of that. Be ready for that if we are able to break above 4,300, which we haven't been able to do so right now. XRP also strong move up, was expected. 2.95 is the current level. I think after a pullback we're going up to $3 and a bit higher easily. Now, when we're talking about some other altcoins, whoa, I'm all blurry right here. I'm not sure for how long it was going on. My apologies. Obviously, you want to see my face with what I'm saying. But when we're talking about altcoins, there's a couple of altcoins that I think are interesting. I've made a video on Plasma this morning. I personally bought this, so you should know that. But I think there's a good chance that Plasma has formed a local bottom right here, and that we can see some more bullish momentum going into 1.15 and 1.25 potentially. Still, in my opinion, fundamentally a strong project. FF is also a project I'm quite interested in. So this is the name of the coin. This is potentially forming a bottom right here, but it's a very difficult coin to trade. And it's a bit early, but definitely one to watch. What more do we have? What more do we have? Oh, Pengu. Pengu I think looks very interesting. You can see with Pengu, we're at the bottom of the range and we actually gained some strong momentum right here, or strong leverage coming into the price. So Pengu is definitely a coin to watch right here. I think, you know, if we're able to keep up this momentum in the markets, I think Pengu can easily get a move between, well, what do we say, from the current level, between 10 to 20% easily. So that's one to watch. What more do we have? Bera is breaking out. This is a little bit risky. I'm not sure if I want to talk too much about this. So lastly, do we see something with volume that I did not see before? Bart maybe. This is now we're talking very risky. But Bart is showing a lot of volume right here. Okay, ignore this. All right, it's incredibly volatile as you can see. That's crazy. That's crazy for real. What more do we have? Can I find something real quick to tell you about? No, that's it. I mean, lastly, just as a reminder of what I said earlier, I did not expect Ethereum to break out, but if Ethereum is actually able to break out, something like Aave, something like Athena, because there's a lot of shorts building up there, can rally a lot in a very short period of time. All right, so be aware of that and be ready for that, for those setups and those opportunities if they actually become valid, aka if Ethereum breaks out. But those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know for now. So thank you for watching. Be aware of volatility. Don't go all in. And those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.